So hey guys, what's up? This side Dheeraj Saini and I'm back again with a new video on this channel. So आज का ब्लॉग का टॉपिक आपने देख ही लिया होगा, PR in 2 years. So ब्लॉग होने वाला है बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है, बहुत ही अमेजिंग होने वाला है। और आज मैं आपको एक ऐसे बंदे से मिलवाने जा रहा हूँ जो खुद ही बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग और बहुत अलग है। सो यस, हाँ, आज का व्लॉग बढ़िया होगा, यही कह रहा था मैं। सो अभी व्लॉग की स्टार्टिंग कर दिया मैंने और अभी उसमें थोड़ी देर में आपको मैं उस बंदे से मिलवाने वाला हूँ जिस अनोखे शख्स ने 2 ही साल में PR ले ली। बस 1 ईयर का कोर्स एंड 1 ईयर का वर्क परमिट देन PR। सो लेट्स गो। सो इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ ये है कि जो भाई है तो उसने जो PR लिया है वो टोरंटो से लिया है, मीन ओंटारियो से। सो वो ओंटारियो में था, देन उसने वहाँ से PR लिया और जिस टाइम पे बहुत ही हार्ड थी PR। ठीक है, सो वीडियो में बने रहना, बहुत ही अमेजिंग कंटेंट होगा इस वीडियो पर, बहुत ही इन्फॉर्मेटिव होगा। तो स्किप बिल्कुल भी मत करना। इफ़ यू गाइस विल स्किप एनीथिंग so you may skip the information in the vlog, so please be in the vlog and stay tuned। यार थोड़ी देर आप थोड़ा व्यू भी एंजॉय कर लो, बिकॉज हम एक पार्क ढूंढ रहे हैं बढ़िया सा, वहाँ पे बनाएंगे आगे का vlog। So yes guys, so now we will be starting this vlog with so many of information। So let me introduce Hafil। Hafil, yeah, so he is a person, yeah। So now we will be discussing about PR in Canada in just 2 years। So Hafil will share his experience about PR in Canada। So now I'll give Hafil to continue the video now।
Yeah, thanks DJ. Hey everybody, my name is Hafil. So I came to Canada in 2019, so really it's only been 2 years and 4, 5, 6 months. I don't even know which month we are in right now. Anyways, and so in this vlog, I know this guy does a lot of vlogs, so he asked me to give a short introduction on or briefing on how I got my PR and what's the fastest way to get PR once you come to Canada. So PR is one of the most important thing that you have to focus on. So we'd be touching base on a lot of things: how I got my PR, how you can get your PR, which other provinces are the best to go for, your PR purposes, and which better for education. So stay tuned।
तो अगर आपको कोई चीज़ समझ नहीं आती वीडियो में और अगर आपको पूछना है PR के रिगार्डिंग, तो हाफिल की प्रोफाइल का लिंक, मैं इंस्टाग्राम की प्रोफाइल का लिंक नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाल दूंगा। हाफिल को फॉलो कर लेना, हाफिल को मैसेज कर लेना, हाफिल आपका रिप्लाई डेफिनेटली कर देगा। अदरवाइज़ आप मेरे को भी कर सकते हो, मैं आपका रिप्लाई कर दूंगा। बट मेरे से ज़्यादा हाफिल को इन्फॉर्मेशन है इस बारे में कि हम PR ईजिली कैसे ले सकते हैं। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट दिस वीडियो विद द फर्स्ट पॉइंट। सो my first question is that Hafil, what you have did in India?
So my previous experience back in India, there's 2 kinds of people mostly who come to Canada. Would be either for, once you finish your grade 12, or you have some sort of education, previous education, right? For me personally, I had my bachelor's of engineering from back in India. I did not do any work. So let's say I just had my education of bachelor. So it could be either BBA, BCom, some sort of other degrees that you guys do, like MBBS, BDS, or bachelor's in any sort of thing. So that's the kind of qualification that I had. And so yeah, what was the other question?
Yeah, so I mean, is it beneficial that we should do bachelor's from India, or we should come here as soon as possible?
Very great question, appreciate it. So so if I had a chance to go back in time, I would definitely come to Canada right after my grade 12. I don't want to call wasting time, but I would rather not study 4 years in India, because hey, no offense, like if you want to go there, it's all power to you, but like if I could have come here, I would have a better life and I could have done a lot more and achieved more in terms of personal, financial, all the other stuff related to it. So is it very important to have a bachelor's from back in India? Not really, but it does really help you to qualify for a PR better, because it gives you more points, which we'd be discussing about later on in the video, about how the point system works. So to answer your question, yes, after grade 12, if you just finish your grade 12, do come to Canada as soon as you can. Don't worry about future education over there।
So yes, यहाँ पे ये क्लियर हो चुका है कि हमें कनाडा जितनी जल्दी हो सके उतनी जल्दी आ जानी चाहिए। सो जितनी जल्दी हम आ सकते हैं, 12th के बाद ही हम आ सकते हैं। सो हमें 12th के बाद ही यहाँ पे आना चाहिए। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि बैचलर्स करके ही आएँ, बट उससे बैचलर करेंगे तो क्या होगा, हमारे थोड़े पॉइंट्स ऐड हो जाएंगे PR की फाइल में। सो यही बेनिफिट है। अदरवाइज़ हम, सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्टिंग, सो अदरवाइज़ हम जितनी जल्दी आएँ उतना ही बेस्ट है। लोगों की अलग अलग मतलब परेशानियाँ होती हैं। सपोज दे आर नॉट एबल टू अरेंज द फंड, सो दैट्स व्हाई दे कम हियर आफ्टर देयर बैचलर्स। सो या, देयर आर different situations with people। So I would suggest you to come here as soon as possible you can. So now I'll be moving to the second question, which is what you have did in Toronto, I mean in Canada. So yes, मैं पहले आपको बताता हूँ हाफिल ने कौन सा कोर्स लिया. I mean कोर्स तो हाफिल ही बताएगा कौन सा लिया, बट हाफिल का प्रोग्राम कितने साल का था. हाफिल का प्रोग्राम बस 8 मंथ्स का था. सो यस, लोगों को ये डाउट है कि हम 1 साल का कोर्स या 1 साल का डिप्लोमा लेके यहाँ पे पीआर ले सकते हैं. सो उसका आंसर हाफिल ही देगा आगे, और पूरा ढंग से डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करेगा कि आप कैसे 1 साल का कोर्स लेके पीआर ले सकते हो. सो यस हाफिल, आई मीन now we talk about your program. Give a brief information about that.
All right on. So the program that I took was construction management. It doesn't really matter what program you're taking. It was an 8-month course. Ideally, if in Canada, if you're coming for postgraduate diploma courses, which I took because I had a graduation already, so it's PG diploma, because postgraduate diploma courses. It's like 1-year course, you can do 2-year course. The benefits of doing 2-year courses, you get 3 years of work permit, meaning you can stay in Canada after your 2 years of studies for three years. And the potential risk for taking 1-year course, which I did personally, was you only get 1-year work permit. So a lot of people think, hey, you're investing so much money, you're taking student loan, this and that, and coming here, and what are the odds you don't get your PR and you have to go back to India, and then that spoils the whole plan of coming to Canada in the first place. So I personally did 1-year course, and then I didn't want to study anymore, and I came to Canada for getting my PR. So the course that I took was actually the easiest course in the college. So I went to Fanshawe College in London, Ontario. It's an amazing college. Don't just shy away hearing Ontario. A lot of people think it's very hard to get PR if you go to Ontario. So people go to Nova Scotia, go to Alberta. There's different reasons for that, and for me personally, I wanted to go to London, Ontario, just because Fanshawe is such an amazing college. And the course, as I said, it had only 2 or 3 days of classes in a week, so most of the other days I was actually working. So people say that, oh, you can only work for 20 hours. In fact, yes, you can only work for 20 hours legally entitled with your SIN number, where they actually track how many hours you're working. But on the other side, you can also go for painting, you can go for lawn moving, which is grass cutting. There's so many other labor intensive jobs. So there's so many other ways where you can actually make extra cash on that. So in this way, you can actually fund a very good lifestyle that you want to have here, plus send money back to India, which either to pay off your debts or to take care of your family. So did I go off a bit of a tangent there?
Yeah. So now what I'm saying कि would not suggest you guys to work on cash. Work on SIN, work for 20 hours, that would be enough. So अभी क्या बताया हाफिल ने कि ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप 2 साल का या 4 साल की डिग्री ही लेके आओ. आप 1 साल का कोर्स लेके भी आप PR ले सकते हो, बट वो आपके कोर्स पे डिपेंड है. आपने इंडिया में क्या किया, आप कैसे अपने पॉइंट्स को मैनेज कर सकते हो, ये उस पर डिपेंड है. ठीक है, तो आपको इसमें पूरी प्रॉपर स्टडी करनी पड़ेगी. इसके लिए मैंने वीडियो बनाई कि हाफिल ने कैसे किया, और आप भी इसके बारे में गूगल पे रिसर्च कर सकते हो कि कौन सा कोर्स आपने इंडिया में किया है, देन आप कैसे यहाँ पे आ सकते हो. अगर आपको लग रहा है आपने बैचलर्स इंडिया में कर लिया और आपको लग रहा है आप लेट हो गए हो, तो आप लेट नहीं हो, आप अभी भी आ सकते हो. अपना कोर्स लो, डिप्लोमा 1 साल का या 2 साल का, 3 साल का वर्क परमिट अगर आप 2 साल का लेते हो. अगर आप 1 साल का लेते हो, आई मीन 8 months, then you will get work permit for only 1 hour, so I mean 1 year. So it would be a really tough situation for you guys to take PR, but yeah, you can take PR easily. So that experience.
Let me jump in over there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So another thing, guys, like I think we can just break it down to 2 categories. All right. So the people who's watching, I don't know which stage of life you are at right now, but let's say for example you just finished your grade 12 and you're planning to come to Canada, and then contemplating whether, hey, I should go for bachelor's, or what course should I take. And trust me, I was in that same position and I just didn't know what to do. So I reached out to a lot of consultants, this and that, spent a lot of time. It was very frustrating and very stressful and very anxious at those you just don't know what you're getting into, plus that it's a lot of money putting on the table. So to break it down, if you're grade 12, probably it's better to go to Alberta. So I'm only well versed in immigration programs in Ontario and in Alberta. I do know there's a flight right there. Hey. Anyways, you guys, so I'll be breaking down Alberta and Ontario. I do know, like, if you're going to Nova Scotia, Atlantic Immigration Program, which is, so this is Canada, this is the east side, you have Nova Scotia, you have New Brunswick, you have Prince Edward Island, and then Alberta and everything is on to the west side, and then Ontario is somewhere around here. So if you're going to Ontario, for example, it's kind of hard to get a nominee program. So this is for grade 12 students, all right? If you finish a grade 12 and you're coming to Canada, it's better, in my opinion, to go to Alberta. Okay, and here's why. You go into any colleges in Alberta, let's say Edmonton, Calgary, or Lethbridge. As we speak, we are in Lethbridge. So you take any course, you have to take a 2-year program. When you're taking a 2-year program, you can, 1 year usually is 8-month academic, and then you can get 2 months and 2 months in breaks in between. If you want to do it all together, you can really finish your course in 8 months. So if you're doing a 2-year course in here, like, you can really finish it in 16 months, which is just 1 year and 4 months. And right after 16 months of doing 2 courses, as a student, what you should do is, you know, since you only have grade 12 education, you don't have a bachelor's, you might not have enough points as I had, similar to your situation. So what you should do is go for Alberta Nominee Immigration Program. It's called ANIP or AINP.
So इसके बारे में बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे, बट इसमें यह है कि हर प्रोविंस का अपना अलग अलग नॉमिनी प्रोग्राम है. आप प्रोविंस सेलेक्ट करके देन उनका प्रोग्राम के बारे में डिस्कस या इन्फॉर्मेशन ग्रैब करके देख लेना कि आपको कौन सा प्रोविंस में जाना है और किस टाइप का कोर्स आपको सेलेक्ट करना है जो आपकी पीआर में ईजिली हेल्प करेगा. सो हाफिल का ये था, इसने 1 साल का क्यों सिलेक्ट किया? बिकॉज ही हैव ऑलरेडी अ बैचलर degree in India, so that's why he have selected this course. So if you have bachelor degree, then you can select, but if you are just past the grade 12, so you should do a degree here or a diploma. But I would recommend you guys to do a 2-year diploma, so that you will be getting your PR at the early. Now move to the next point. So guys, I'm really sorry for the bad sound quality because Lethbridge is the most windiest town. Come on, Hafil, just join us once again. So yes, now the video was interrupted due to wind, so let's continue the video from where we have ended.
Yeah, so back to the nominee program. For example, you finish your grade 12, come here, you can't take 1-year course and get your PR. You have to take 2-year program, which can be done in 16 months. So 8-month one, 8-month the other one, you finish the 2 years, and then for you to get to your PR, you have to go through a nominee program, which is the fastest. We're talking about the fastest way possible, all right? Anybody can get their PR, but we need the fastest one, okay? So you do a 16-month program, you go and do a job related to your studies. For example, you took something related to BCom or business or finance, for example. If you're doing finance courses, now you need to find a job in your financial field. So that means banks or any other financial institution. Work there for 6 months. If you work there for 6 months, you can qualify for something called the Provincial Nominee Program, which gives you 500 points. So once you have that 500 points, after 6 months of doing that job, has to be NOC AOB category. I don't have to go like down that rabbit hole. Anyways, it's a job which is kind of nice, which is not like, you know, you're moving lawn or painting and this and that. Instead, you're working in a professional environment. Usually that's the kind of job that we want to get into for qualifying for the nominee program. So once you qualify for the nominee program, in 6 months you have 500 points. Right after that, which usually take 2 months for you to get that qualification, you can apply for your PR in the express entry pool for the entire Canada. Usually the points around range from 600, 700, 500 points from the nominee program, and the other few points that you can get from your IELTS, from your education, from your age, this and that. You'd be having about 700, 800 points on there, and then you get qualified for your PR once you apply for it. So ideally you're looking at 16 months of course, 6 months of job for getting qualified for nominee program, 2 months to get that nominee thing and apply for express entry, and then another 6 months. So technically it's like 16 plus 12, that's how much? 28 months. That's 2 years and 4 months would be the fastest way to get your PR after your grade 12.
So yes, so अभी हमने क्या डिस्कस किया अबाउट PR, द फास्टेस्ट वे फॉर द PR. सो यस, ये आप पे डिपेंड करता है कि आपको अपना कोर्स 2 साल में ख़त्म करना है या 16 मंथ्स में ख़त्म करना है, बिकॉज आपको अपनी आगे की फ़ीस भी निकालनी है काम करके. सो अगर आप सेमेस्टर ब्रेक लेते हो तो उसमें आप फुल टाइम काम कर सकते हो और फुल टाइम काम करके आप डेफिनेटली अपनी फ़ीस आराम से निकाल सकते हो। ये आप पे है, आपको कैसे, हमें PR जल्दी चाहिए हैं तो आपको मतलब 6 मंथ्स में स्टडी कंप्लीट करोगे जल्दी, सो डेफिनेटली यू विल बी नॉट टेकिंग एनी सेमेस्टर ब्रेक। सो इस केस में थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट हो जाएगा, बट या अगर यू आर फाइनेंशियली स्टेबल हियर देन यू शुड डू दिस। सो yeah, continue.
Can I touch base? Yeah. So we finished the chapters closed for grade 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you do have any more questions, please reach out to either me or DJ. We'd definitely be more than happy to help you. And as I said, by no means we are not lawyers or we are not consultant. We are talking in our experiences. My friends has got PR. I myself have got my PR. Actually, I should have had my PR card with me, but sorry, I don't have it right now. Anyway, so if you have any bachelor's degree or let's say any sort of higher education after grade 12, which is usually 3 years or 4 years, any lawyer stuff, you guys know that, like everybody literally goes for everything, you know, all your friends are going for engineering, okay, let's do that, those kind of education stuff. All right, so if you have that and let's say you don't have any experience, just like me, you come right here, you can go literally anywhere in Canada. It doesn't have to be any certain province. So I chose to go to Ontario. I did 1 year course, got my 1 year work permit. During that 1 year work permit, I worked in a restaurant as a retail supervisor. I should call it it was more like a cafe. Anyways, I worked there for 1 year. The only potential risk here, guys, is once you finish your course, you only get 1 year work permit. So people will be like, oh, what if I don't find a job for that 1 year? What's gonna happen? Well, guess what? You don't get enough points to get qualified for your PR. So that is a potential risk. But you gotta understand that risk and make sure you find a job while you're in being college. So how I found my job is through a consultant. I also did have other few jobs that I went for interviews and stuff, but like for whatever reason, I just didn't end up going for those jobs. I went for this one just because it was a sales job. I kind of liked it. Worked there for 1 year. Another potential risk here, you guys, would be to get a good score in IELTS. A lot of people talk about CLB 9. Like you gotta get a band score of 9, which is 8,777. 8 in listening and then everything else 7. It's kind of hard to get it. I myself have to, like, I don't want to say it's easy. You got to work on it, but for sure you can get it. For me personally, I couldn't get it. All right, so I was kind of like anxious at that point. I was a bit stressful. I was like, oh, what I'm gonna do. And then actually, just like IELTS, we got CELPIP. CELPIP is again an English proficiency test, which is only valid here in Canada. I don't know if you know about it.
No.
Yeah, but it's actually much more easier than IELTS. In fact,
we can do that course. that test
Yes.
rather doing IELTS.
yes, instead of doing IELTS, what I did was I did CELPIP. Now on CELPIP, the whole like the scheme of the points and the mark, the scoring, the exam procedure, everything is all different. And then there's something on YouTube called Mad English TV. If you guys want to look it up, I actually watched certain videos on there, and 3 days after I gave my test, and fingers crossed, I in fact got a very good score, more than 8,777 in IELTS. Yeah, so this band was more than 9. Anyways, I got enough points. I think I got 464 points. And then yeah, I don't want to overwhelm you guys with a lot of points, but anyways, if you do bachelor's or any other course, if you do 1 year program, I'm talking about Ontario, so any other province it's much more easier, you guys. And then I got CELPIP, a band 9 or more, or even IELTS, you can easily get your score PR. And with the COVID restrictions, it has been much more easier to get PR. The points have dropped dramatically. A lot of people are getting PR for free, kind of thing. But anyways, even if the ship takes a wrong turn or back turn or whatever, if it goes back all to normal, you still are safe taking just 1 year course. Again, this is all, we are saying this just to inform you guys on what's the fastest way possible. All right, if you take 2 year course, you get 3 year work permit, it's just gonna be delayed and you wouldn't find a job. You'd be like, I've got a lot of work permit, right? And then people just go on and on like that. They don't take it really seriously. By the time they get their work PR, it's like 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. I myself, I want to get my PR right now and then. What's the fastest way possible? Right now, I'm actually looking for getting my citizenship, and I'm working on the fastest way possible.
So yes. सो यस, सो अभी हमने बात करी कि मतलब कौन सा प्रोग्राम आपको लेना चाहिए, ये डिपेंड करता है आपकी प्रीवियस स्टडी पे. अगर आपने 12th में कॉमर्स किया तो आई वुड सजेस्ट यू टू टेक बिजनेस प्रोग्राम, बिकॉज आपकी स्टडी रिलेटेबल होनी चाहिए, तभी आपको वीज़ा मिलेगा. और आपकी फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी ये होनी चाहिए कि आप यहाँ पे आओ. सो आप यहाँ पे कैसे आते हो, उसके लिए आपको अपने शो करना पड़ेगा दैट यू आर कमिंग टू कनाडा फॉर द स्टडीज़ ओनली. सो मेरे बहुत से जानने वाले हैं जो साइंस में थे और आर्ट्स स्ट्रीम में थे, बट उन्होंने बिजनेस का कोर्स लिया था और उनका वीज़ा रिजेक्ट हो गया था. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई वुड ऑल्सो रिकमेंड यू गाइज टू take those courses which are relatable to your studies. Now I have one question, that which NOC category job you did in Ontario?
Okay, so the job that I did in Ontario, as I said, as I mentioned earlier a little bit, I was working as a retail supervisor in a cafe.
Yeah.
So it's a NOC B category.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have A, O, B, the meaning, NOC category, I don't know the abbreviation or, the full form for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's say, for example, you did a finance degree here, and then you're doing something related to that. Or a better example would be, you let's say you went for becoming a nurse here, and then you got a job in nursing. That's an A-level job.
Yeah.
You're getting a job which you studied for. That's an A-level, all right? And then O-level is something like you're a manager. You're managing 4 or 5 people under you. That's an O-level job. B-level is something like a job which needs certain skills. So for example, being a chef is a B-level. Being a retail supervisor at the store is a B-level, because not any 16-year-old can do it, but you gotta have some prerequisite. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the difference.
Yes. So यहाँ पे 3 कैटेगरी में हमने अभी डिस्कस करा, NOC A, O, B. सो NOC A में बता दिया हाफिल ने कि जो नर्सेज वगैरह होती हैं, जो आपने कोर्स किया उसके रिगार्डिंग ही आपको जॉब मिले. सपोज आई विल बी कंप्लीटिंग माई बैचलर डिग्रीज ऑफ बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ईयर, एंड इफ आई विल गेट द प्रोफेशनल जॉब इन द सेम फील्ड, सो आई विल बी गेटिंग अ कैटेगरी ऑफ NOC A, बट इट डिपेंड्स ऑन यू दैट विच कोर्स यू सेलेक्ट. सो मैं यही कहूँगा कि आप अपनी प्रीवियस स्टडी से रिलेट करके ही अपना कोर्स सेलेक्ट करना. देन NOC A के बारे में हमने बात कर ली कि आपको आपकी स्टडी के अकॉर्डिंग जॉब मिली है, देन वो NOC A है. देन NOC O आई मीन
supervisor, you're managing more people.
या सो अगर आप रेस्टोरेंट में वर्क कर रहे हो, मैकडोनल्ड्स कहीं पे भी वर्क कर रहे हो और आपको 1-2 साल हो गए, देन ऑब्वियसली दे प्रमोट यू टू द सुपरवाइजर और टू द मैनेजर. सो अगर आप सुपरवाइजर भी हो तब भी आपको PR इजीली मिल जाएगी. होता क्या है कि अभी हमने डिस्कस किया कि हमने बस अप्लाई करना है. अगर जैसे ही हमको मैनेजर या सुपरवाइज़र की पोस्ट मिल जाती है यहाँ पे, देन यू जस्ट हैव टू अप्लाई फॉर द PR एंड यू विल बी ऑटोमेटिकली गेटिंग 500 to 600 पॉइंट which would be very, I mean, too much for the PR. I mean,
that's when you're going for nominee programs.
Yeah, that's why we are going for AINP for Alberta. So it depends on the province, that which province you are selecting. So जो भी province आप select करते हो उसका अलग अलग nominee program होता है. आप उसके बारे में गूगल पे और यूट्यूब पे देख सकते हो. मैंने वीडियो नहीं बनाई, बट आप जो कोई नोवा स्कोशिया, न्यू ब्रंसविक, BC, ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया, ओंटारियो, मैनीटोबा, सस्कैचुअन, जहाँ पे भी रहते हैं, सबके अलग अलग प्रोग्राम है. PR कहाँ ईजी है? PR फ़िलहाल तो हर जगह ही ईजी है, बट नॉट ईजी, बट यस, ईजी तो कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पे. यहाँ ईजी कुछ नहीं है, बट
you gotta work hard. You guys, like, if you just come here, man, like, I washed toilets, I've washed cars, I've done painting, I've carried 25 kgs of cement and stuff. Well, right now I'm doing real estate, and it's just, you gotta come here, you gotta give up, you gotta sacrifice, you gotta compromise on a lot of stuff, work so hard. And if you have the desire to be successful, of course Canada is a country of tons of opportunities, and just make sure you don't go onto the bad track where get into drugs and whatnot. And if you focus on your goals and on your life, this is the best country to I don't know, to build a life, family, I don't know.
So yes, तो यही अपनी पढ़ाई पे फोकस रखना, क्या करना आगे उस पर फोकस रखना. ये नहीं कि आप यहाँ पे आके आवारागर्दी कर रहे हो, ड्रग्स वगैरह, बिकॉज बहुत लोग यहाँ पे इन सब चीज़ों में पड़ जाते हैं. सो ये सबका अपना अपना है, बट या स्टिल आप अपनी एम को फोकस रखो कि यस मैं ये करूँगा तो मेरे को ये करना है. ठीक है. सो अब नेक्स्ट पॉइंट में मैं बात कर लेता हूँ, या नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन या पॉइंट जो भी है, सो उसमें मैं बात कर लेता हूँ कि हाफिल CRS स्कोर वगैरह के बारे में हमने बात कर ली.
A little bit, we just touched base on it. We probably have to make another video for details here.
Definitely.
If you guys want it. So
Yeah, so if you guys want any video on CRS score, I mean how you can calculate the score और CRS क्या है उसके बारे में थोड़ा और डिटेल में जानना है तो उसके लिए जस्ट नीचे कमेंट करो, मैं एक अगली वीडियो बना दूंगा, अदरवाइज़ ये व्लॉग बहुत ही लंबा होने वाला है. सो येस, एंड तक देखो व्लॉग को. CRS के बारे में अभी नहीं बताऊँगा, बट येस डेफिनेटली बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग और इन्फॉर्मेटिव स्टफ है आगे व्लॉग में. सो येस, नेक्स्ट स्टेप में मैं बात कर लेता हूँ कि हमें कोई कंसल्टेंट या एजेंट की ज़रूरत है फाइल करने में या नहीं.
okay, good question. I would say, like, if you're doing just 1 year course and then applying for a PR, obviously it's better to go with a consultant. The only reason is if you come here, for example, you just came here, you talk to a lot of people and then they tell you all kinds of stuff and like, oh, you can get the PR as quickly as you can, but some people they might like, oh, you can't really get it. An opinion is the cheapest commodity that you can get. Like, everybody has opinion on anything and everything, so it's better to always get the right information from the right people. So I would say, if once you land in any province or any city, go to their consultant, pay $200 or whatever that money is. It's gonna be worth for you. Okay, it's gonna save you time, money, effort, a lot of things, especially stress. You go in there, ask them, hey, what's the best case scenario? What's the best possible solution, right? And then yes, I would say it's better to hire a consultancy just to make sure you're on the right track and you're up to date on, let's say, if the government comes out with any new rules or updates or whatever. So it's better to go with a consultant. I did go with a consultant, so it did save me a lot of time and stress, honestly, because all my friends were like, oh, you can get your PR, but hey, I got my PR. Not everybody's like, oh, hey Hafil, how did you do it? Teach me how to do it. I'm like, dude, I told you. So it's better to go with a consultant for sure.
सो या आपको कंसल्टेंट के पास जाना चाहिए रेदर वेस्टिंग योर टाइम. सो ये आपके ऊपर है. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आप अपनी रिसर्च करके PR खुद फाइल कर सकते हो, देन यू कैन. अगर आपको लगता है कि मेरा इसमें टाइम वेस्ट होगा, मनी वेस्ट होगा, देन यू शुड कंसल्ट अ एजेंट फॉर दिस. सो हमने बात कर ली ऑलमोस्ट सारी चीज़ों के बारे में, विच कोर्स इन इंडिया. सो ये जो सब कुछ थे ये मेरे क्वेश्चन से. आपकी ये क्वेश्चन है, मेक श्योर वीडियो के नीचे कमेंट कर दो. अदरवाइज हाफिल की प्रोफाइल का लिंक मैं नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाल दूँगा इंस्टाग्राम पे. Just free feel to message him. He will definitely reply to you at the earliest. Otherwise, message me. I'll get in touch with Hafil and will give you the proper information. But you will definitely receiving the reply from Hafil also. I mean only.
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook. Just tell like DM me saying that DJ sent you whatever. So I kind of know, and then we can go from there. And then again, like, if you have any more questions, obviously comment and let him know. We could possibly make more videos, or even we can make a video with a consultant if you guys have so many concerns and whatever, and help you guys out.
So है, अगर किसी ये भी कोई डाउट है या आपको लगता है कि मैं कोई वीडियो कंसल्टेंट के साथ भी बनानी चाहिए, तो मैं उसी कंसल्टेंट के साथ वीडियो बना दूंगा जिससे हाफिल ने PR लिया है. सो मेक श्योर आप मेरे को बता दो अगर आपको कोई भी डाउट है. ठीक है. सो बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए मैं बस पॉइंट पे आता हूँ और आपको बताता रहता हूँ. सो हमने सारी चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्कस कर ली हैं. अगर आपको लग रहा है कोई चीज़ मिस हो गई है तो मेक श्योर आप कमेंट कर दो या मेरे को मैसेज कर दो. कमेंट करोगे तो डेफिनेटली या कुछ भी कर दो यार, तो मैं देख लूँगा. देन हमारी एंड में यही बोलूँगा कि हमारी मेन प्रायोरिटी होनी चाहिए यहाँ पे आने की. तो ये मत देखो कि आप नोमस कोशिश जाओगे तो आपको काम नहीं मिलेगा, आप जिस प्रोविंस में जाओगे आपको काम नहीं मिलेगा. आपको काम ढूंढना है और आपको मिल जाएगा. ठीक है. सो यही है बस कि मतलब प्रोविंस के सिलेक्ट करनी चाहिए. चलो एक बार ही उसके बारे में बात कर लेते हैं. सो हाफिल अगर कोई प्रोविंस सिलेक्ट कर रहा है लाइक नोवा स्कोशिया, तो बहुत से लोग होते हैं कि उसको मतलब बोलते हैं कि भाई तू कहाँ जा रहा है, तेरे को काम नहीं मिलेगा, बट PR के लिए जा रहा है तो काम नहीं मिलेगा, बट काम ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. सो आई मीन आपको क्या लगता है कि नोवा स्कोशिया और ऐसी मतलब प्रोविंस में जाना चाहिए फॉर द PR एंड वी कैन गेट वर्क ईजिली देयर? What do you think?
Great question again. So I personally think, I've got a lot of friends in every province, right? So I've been here for 2.5 years. So I kind of know most of my friends are like, even if they came to Toronto or Ontario, they actually moved to Nova Scotia to get their PR for whatever reason. Anyways, so 100%, guys, you can get jobs anywhere in Canada, and then there's abundance of jobs available. We have a lack of human resource here, or human manpower, so jobs are available, but the question is what kind of job, right? So ideally would not be a suit of jobs where you can iron your dress and walk in and be like, hey, put all those fragments or whatever. But most of the time it's if you have the right mindset to work, just to work and make money, you can find a job. So technically speaking, like, you know, if you go to Ontario, yes, there's more restaurants, more opportunities. Yes, you can find more jobs, but like, it's either like, you know, it doesn't have to scare you away. It shouldn't scare you away saying that, oh, in Lethbridge, for example, it's a very small town. Believe it or not, it's a very small town. It's a very, I don't want to call it boring, but like, yet again, like everybody, this guy, how many days did you, it took you to find your job?
3 or 4 days.
Exactly. So you can literally find jobs like, you know, in 10 days in the most boring town in Canada. So like, if you're in any other province, just make sure, you know, you find a nice college, you know what you're doing, you exactly have a plan for your PR and everything, and then job will just follow. Just make sure you are willing to do any job that is given to you. So
yeah. So yes, वही हाफिल ने बताया कि हम ऐसे अल्बर्टा में मोस्टली लोग आते हैं कैलगरी और एडमंटन, बट आई एम इन लेथब्रिज जो बहुत ही छोटा टाउन है, छोटा नहीं कहूँगा, ठीक ठाक टाउन है, बट बहुत ही ज़्यादा बोरिंग टाउन है एज़ कम्पेयर टू कैलगरी और एडमंटन. सो यहाँ पे मेरे को 3-4 दिन में जॉब मिल गई. तो आप सोच सकते हो कि कैलगरी और एडमंटन में क्या हो सकता है. आई मीन यू विल गेट easily any job in Calgary or Edmonton within 1 or 2 days, but it depends again on you. ठीक है, सो आप कैसे अपने आप को रिप्रेजेंट करते हो. सो येस, जॉब आपको डेफिनेटली मिल जाएगी. सो येस, वही यहाँ पे वो जॉब नहीं मिलेगी कि आप बिल्कुल कोट वोट पहन के आ रहे हो, या वो जॉब आपको नहीं मिलने वाली यहाँ पे स्टार्टिंग में. यू हैव टू वर्क इन द रेस्टोरेंट्स, यू हैव टू वर्क वेरी हार्ड to achieve your goals.
I used to work as a dishwasher for 2 months, man. I hated my life. I was like, shit, why did I even come to Canada to freaking dishwash house? I mean, what the hell? But again, like, you know, it's about the mindset. Like, you go in, just treat it as work, make money, and then you are new to a country. You were not born here, you're not raised here. We're just going into a new country, and we can't just you know, be thoughtful of getting a great job right away. So you just have to start somewhere and eventually work your way up the ladder and get to own restaurants and whatnot.
So yeah, so finally, huge hats off to all the international students.
Yeah, anybody who's watching, I know you guys are watching because you want to come to Canada. And believe it or not, if you're contemplating the decision of whether to come to Canada, is it a good decision or is it a bad decision? Would I feel homesick? Would I be able to pay off all the debt? Trust me, guys, like I took all my money from freaking putting my property out there and taking a loan on it, and that's no problem, because over here, if you come, do good stuff and work so hard, you can pay that off and 100% have an amazing life. It might take a few years, it might take 2, 3, or maybe even 4 years, but hey, we're looking at the long picture. 10 years, 20 years down the road, man, like, we'd be rocking, we'd be killing. So anyways, anyway, whoever is watching, I know you guys are excited about coming to Canada, and obviously just make that decision. Come on, you guys just come over here. There's so many people over here too who can help you out in so much stuff. So yeah, all the very best to everybody, and feel free to reach out to me and DJ, and obviously subscribe to my buddy's channel. He's dropping crazy stuff every day. He's giving you updates on every week basis, I guess, and giving you, you know, everything, you know, that you wanted to see and learn before coming to Canada, kind of thing. So it's very useful. Other than that, yeah, have a wonderful time.
Yeah, so that's it for this video. So अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो, make sure to like this video. और अगर आप चैनल पे नए हो तो make sure आप कमेंट कर दो आपका जो भी डाउट वगैरह है, और हाँ, सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कर देना, और अपनी फटाफट जो भी क्वेरी है फटाफट भेजो कमेंट में और इंस्टाग्राम पे मैसेज करो, और बस सब जल्दी जल्दी आ जाओ कनाडा.